What is up, guys? So you have an old pair of pants that have been laying around, or you just thrifted some jeans but want to spice them up and bring them back to life. Well, that's exactly what we're going to learn today. So grab your old pair of pants and let's get started. First things first, you can either freehand your design onto your pants, but if not, you'll want to have some type of mask for your outer shape. I have a vinyl stencil, but you can also cut the shape out of a printed piece of paper as well. And then I also have a printout of my design so I can easily draw on all the details after I create my mask. This method will really speed up your overall process and takes away all the intimidation of drawing challenging designs. So I'm just going to lay some transfer tape over my vinyl and pick it up off its backing. I'm then going to place the vinyl where I want the design to be on my jeans and remove the transfer tape by slowly peeling it away. One important step is to apply heat using a heat gun so that the vinyl really suctions down and reduces the chance of leaking. Now that our mask is in place, let's talk about adding 2Soft to our paint. For materials that you want to keep soft, such as sock liners and such, we would need to add a 2Soft additive. For the outside of our jeans, we want more of that screen print type finish, so we don't need to add any 2Soft. Both methods will give you a durable finish that can be washed and withstand wear. So since we don't need to add any 2Soft, we're just going to use some flat white straight out of the bottle and begin color blocking in our shape. One tip I have for stencil work is to start by tracing the inside shape first instead of globbing paint over the edges. We want to keep as little paint as we can along the sides so we get little to no leaking underneath the stencil. With enough coats, you'll start to notice that screen print-like texture along with a stark white surface. Once that's in place, we're ready for the next step. To get our design in on top of our mask, we're going to be using some graphite tracing paper. Basically what this does is transfers pencil lines to whatever surface you place it on. So we'll be placing our printed image on top of this to transfer over our lines. And just to get a more precise fit over our mask, we're going to slice away all the excess transfer paper around the design so we're left with just our design with a tracing paper backing. This will allow us to place the design within the shape so we can trace the design in accurately. Now all we have to do is place the design over our mask and add pieces of tape to secure it down while we trace. For the tracing portion, you're going to need a pretty sharp pencil, so make sure you give it a sharpen for best results or use a pen. This part is pretty straightforward. We'll just be tracing all the lines in the image by applying pretty firm pressure to make sure everything transfers over on the other side. And when we remove the paper, it'll be like magic with all your lines transferred through and a ready to paint image on the other side. So to kick off painting, I'm going to outline all my lines with a detail brush and flat black. My main two colors are a simple mix of chili red and red paint. One is made darker for shadows by adding a little black to create a more muddy and dark look. And from here, I'm just going to add about 3 to 4 coats of various colors to their designated panels. Alright, now that the colors are down, it's time for the most satisfying part of the custom, and that's removing the vinyl. I'm slowly peeling away the vinyl and using flat black paint to touch up any leaked areas. And for an added layer of protection, I'm going to be adding some 4-coat to protect and preserve my painting.